Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you for joining us on today's program. Like what we promised on Friday that we're going to come back today, Sunday, to continue with our political discussion. You know that the APC primaries are coming up tomorrow. That's what they said, not yesterday, but tomorrow.
Today,
From
Sunday. On Monday?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Monday, yes, June 6th to 8th. So Monday to Wednesday, they're going to conduct the primaries. So we're expecting the results at least on Wednesday, right? So meanwhile, this news that the APC Northern governors are zoning the presidency to the south. So we were expecting that from APC anyway. Your take on it, Mr. Raka?
Now, the truth about what is happening is simple. It's something that I have constantly repeated and drummed time over and over and over again. The political north are simply telling the south that they are masters of this game. And they are not even using sophisticated strategy or sophisticated approach. There are even strategies that are even plain white, black and white, that you could just read through it. Now, I understand that yesterday you had a guest on your show. I went to your page and I watched the guy, a Fulani guy from the north. And I love the fact that I told you, I remember, I recall I introduced the guy to you. And I love the guy for one thing. He's very blunt and he doesn't hide his feelings. He tells you exactly what you need to hear. Whatever fears that you think are mere conjectures, he tells you straight that yes, don't be afraid of it. It's exactly the truth. Now, whatever it is with the North is that power must remain in the North. And anything that is possible to divide the votes of the South is welcomed. Now, they have simply calculated everything, and this is what is happening. Atiku is the one the whole of the North will vote for. And then Peter Obi is gaining some sort of political popularity. And because his political popularity, Peter Obi's political popularity has no religion, has no region, and has no ethnicity. It's what is happening is that those who truly want Nigeria to work are the ones now considering a Peter Obi's presidency. Those who are buoyed by religious extremism are the ones considering Atiku for president. Those who are buoyed for ethnic presidency are the ones supporting Tinubu, Amechi, and a lot of the Southerners in the South. Now, the same mistake the Southerners did in PDP is the same mistake the Southerners are also doing in APC. Now, how many Northerners are running in APC? About 2 or 3 of them. How many Southerners are in APC? There are about 8 or 9 or 10. And each person will stay put that presidency must come to Yoruba, presidency must come to Ijoland, presidency must come to Edo. So the same drawback that held the South back in PDP, owing to the fact that they don't have this regional proclivity, they are not inclined to regional consideration, is the same thing that is going to bring the Southern governors in APC down. They are not inclined to what is best suited for the region. I was following one thread on my page today. One Yoruba guy was using the phrase Tiwa Tiwani and was analyzing how Tinubu is the only president that can withstand Atiku. So they already agree that Atiku is the force to beat. Now, the Southerners, the only reason why APC is saying they should zone the president to the South is just to neutralize whatever bulk of vote the South is going to bring. I know that the whole of the Southeast, Peter Obi will get the bulk of the Southeast vote and possibly the bulk of the South too. They'll vote for this. And then when Yorubas now use on tribal basis to also vote for, because I know the eventual run, the Tinubu, from my own, it's my own opinion, Tinubu might emerge. If Tinubu doesn't emerge, excuse me, if Tinubu doesn't emerge, probably Osibanjo. If Osibanjo doesn't emerge, then Amechi. Either way, whichever southern president emerges, it's only going to break whatever force that we're going to bring in the south. Whatever APC is doing is just to stem the tide that Peter Obi is wielding from the south. Whatever APC, because whatever political strategy we do, these northerners already understand it. They've been in this game even before Nigeria got independence. They've been in this game of politics long before we even started considering the idea of politics. So they understand. They've already foreseen that Peter Obi is gaining a lot of ground, a lot of recognition and conviction as well. I, for one, I don't like, I'm going to vote Peter Obi, even though it's going to wait.
But Mr. Raka, no matter how popular Peter Obi is in the South, you know, he cannot compete with the North. The man that came to my program yesterday, the Northerner, he said Ole Kanu alone, the vote from Ole Kanu alone surpassed all the whole South, exclusive of Lagos.
That is, and you see, when you make comments like this, I get a little bit worried, and I'm also surprised that you could make a comment. You see, in one of your programs before, I told you about the narrative they sell to you. They keep selling this impression to you that the vote of Kano alone. Look, apart from Kano City, I've been to Kano. Once you leave Kano City, the rest place you see is just deserts. Once you leave Kano City alone, okay, if they have that population, that voting power that they claim they have, why do they resort to young child voter of mercenaries from outside the country? See, it's time we Southerners stop selling this narrative that the North has population. They don't have it. It's just a narrative they sold to you, and you are willing to look from Benin to Sapele alone. You know Benin now? Do you know Benin? I'm asking you. You know Benin, right?
Yeah.
From Benin to Sapele is about 40 kilometers, or about less than 100 kilometers. How many villages will you meet from Benin to Sapele?
A lot of villages.
A lot of villages. Is it goats that are living there? Are they not human beings? In Benin alone, how many local governments are big local government that they are not? Uromi is like a city.
Yeah.
Ekpoma is a city. Sapele is a city. Warri is a city. Agbo. So, because if Agbo, Sapele, Warri, Ubiaroko, Eku, if they also converge together and form a city like Kano, which will be boasting that we have a lot of population, it's because our population is not concentrated in the center. So we tend to have this feeling that they have more population. I see no reason why we Southerners, was it not Eviedna Ogoli that sang 1 kilometer meets another language, Igoma, 1 kilometer meets another language, Komise? Was it not in the north here, you cannot travel 1 kilometer and meet another language. It's not possible. From Bauchi to Yobe to Beduguri is 450 something kilometers. And you will not meet from Bauchi to Soro local government, about only six communities you meet. The rest you'll be traveling for an hour and just be seeing large expanse of land without people. How do you tell me that a place that even the Yobe state alone, that is called a state capital, the roads are empty, there are no vehicles plying. You see cows sleeping on top main road that were built for cars. So it is time that Southerners stop absorbing this narrative that these people they don't have any population. The population of Kano does not even meet the population of Lagos. How can you tell me, how can a man come to your show? I wish the man was here. I would have told him to his face that he should stop selling those lies. How can a man tell that the population of Kano surpasses the population of all Igbos together? Does he know the population of Igbos that are in Jos alone? the population of Igbos that are in Benin, population of Igbos that are in Warri. If not for the fact that Igbos are the ones making themselves look politically irrelevant based on their political stupidity, do you think the Fulani man can be talking to the Igbos anyhow? Igbos have a significant number of population, far more than the population of the Fulanis, far more than the population of the Hausas. But for some reason, based on the fact that we have allowed this skewed narrative to sink on us, we make ourselves inferior. That's why most of our population feels, that is why most of our politicians feels for them to get that political relevance, they must go and make alliances with the Northerners. And the only reason why this seems so is because the North and the South have the South and Southeast and Southwest. I hate pronouncing these geopolitical zones that the North has forced on us. It is only meant to divide us. I gave you an example of the PDP primaries that happened between Wike and Atiku. If Tambua had not stepped down, Wike would have taken everything. So where was the population of the North then? If Delta State and Edo State had added their own delegate to that of Wike, the ones of Igbo they added, then Udom Emmanuel added his own, where would Atiku be? Nowhere. So we should stop absorbing this narrative that the North has more population than us. They don't. Besides, where is North? Benue State is not a northern state. Taraba is not a northern state. Plateau is not a northern state. Kwara is not a northern state. But we have failed to even define where is north and where is south in Nigeria. There are places of southern description that for purpose of the ignorance of the south are now referred to as north, when it's not so. How do you tell me that Abuja, which is located in the center of Nigeria, we can still consciously or unconsciously refer to places under Abuja as belonging to the north? I felt if you say Abuja is the center of Nigeria, then anything from Abuja going up is north, and anything from Abuja going down is south. So by virtue of that natural geographical description, there are places of the SY described as north are actually southerners. Kwara, Benue, Taraba, part of Plateau, Nasarawa State, these are all southern part of Nigeria. But we've allowed these northerners to sell this very, very skewed narrative to us. And because we have absorbed this narrative, we tend to feel we are politically relevant. Kano State does not have that population they brag about. Why is it that during the Goodluck Jonathan regime that almost caused fight, when Kano State brought their result, it was okay. When Rivers State brought their result, they were angry. They were saying that they should go investigate Rivers State result. Okay, it is good to accept Kano result, but it's good to fight Rivers State result. Kano State, why is it that every time there's an election, Kano State and Rivers State will be dragging election? That is because we really do have the population. It's just that we don't know how to harness our political strategy to show that we are actually mightier than them in terms of population, in terms of land, everything. There is nothing these people have politically ahead of us. But we allow ourselves, because we keep fighting this politics of ethnicity, politics of individualization, politics of compartmentalization, politics of departmentalization. So every aspect of our politics is designed by us, we Southerners, to purposefully make us politically irrelevant. Anybody who watched the primaries of the PDP should know that that should have exposed whatever political strength that the North has. It should tell you that if indeed the South come together to unite among themselves, the North is nowhere. So we should stop selling this lousy narrative that the Kano. I wish Sani Hamza, right? Sani Hamza, if you are watching this, stop selling.
Sani Hamza, yes.
Which population will I get? Keep quiet there. Which population? You don't have any population. You want to tell me that Igbo, that the population of Kanos alone surpasses the whole of Igbo together? That's a lie. Keep quiet there.
I think I will bring him to the program with you so that you guys should debate this, because yesterday he said a lot of things. I'm encouraging the viewers today to please watch that interview. I've never seen anything like that before, I'm telling you. Yesterday, I was sitting here speechless. speechless with what this man was saying. He even went to the extent of saying that the Northerners are more innovative in Nigeria. When it comes to poverty level, he said the Northerners. Honestly, I don't want to quote him too much. If you are watching right now,
the reason why we have refused to grow is because of the merchandization of poverty that they not have seen as a veritable tool to expand their selfish and greedy interests of leeching on the wealth of the South. It is only in Nigeria that you see another man score 70 in JAM and is given admission. 70. I'll give you an instance. I finished from University of Maiduguri. There was a girl, a lady.
Northerners are more educated. Yesterday, that is what he told me. He said they are more educated.
Are more educated. How? They are more cunning. If you say they are more cunning, I will agree. Cunning. They are more trickish. I will agree. But to say educated, how? Now, even though education should be relative, when we say Northerners are more educated, I will agree with him and also disagree with him. If you say Northerners have better Western education, that is false. But if you say Northerners are educated, I want to agree with him because this is where most Southerners don't understand. If I was with him, I would agree with him because most Southerners don't understand.
He said Western education. Yes, that is what he said. He said for the Western education, the Southerners are more educated. But when it comes to general education, that the Northerners are more educated.
And that's true. I agree with him 100%. I agree with him 100% because education is the ability to read and write and also to form rational opinion based on observed variables. Now, the Hausa man may not be able to speak English, may not be able to read and write English, but he certainly can read and write Arabic. That man you see begging with plate on the road can actually read and write Arabic. And you see, for those of you who don't understand the Hausa language, let me tell you something. The Hausa language is the most complete language. Whatever word that you bring from the English language, the Hausa has an equal and opposite description of word in the language. Now, let me ask you, Nekwe, you are from Edo State, right?
Benin Kingdom.
You are from Benin Kingdom. Now, what is white in Benin? No. Please follow me. I'm trying to make a point. What is white in Benin?
Ofwa, Nofwa.
What is black in Benin?
Nekwe.
What is red?
Oba.
What is violet?
Omeme.
What? Keep quiet. What is indigo?
I don't know.
Because we are able to.
Are you able me to test here, please?
Okay, I'm making a point. I will drive. I'm assure you I'm not wasting your time. I'm trying to make a point. Now, the reason why we are able to have, we only have languages to describe major colors. Because our languages are not really that expanded. We can only have a color for red. Because as at the time of our civilization, we have numerous encounters with things that involve red, like blood, get me then. Black is a common phenomenon that you must encounter. White is also a common phenomenon, but variation, when we begin to go into violet, indigo, purple, we are lost there. But I can tell you that the Hausa man has languages for all these colors. They have adjectives for every single actions or inactions of life. So the language is so complete. Now, when they see your brother Patrick, Patrick, whatever, what's his name? Honorable Patrick. When he begins to speak Krinkun Krakun and microcosm, I can tell you that there's an Hausa man that will also generate a grandiloquent, loquacious Hausa language in Hausa too. Now, they may appear dirty, but they can also reverberate poetic resonance of communication in Hausa language, just as you will do with the English.
So that is I will interrupt you a little bit. So they are educated to be a beggar. It does.
Now, this is what you see. Hello. You see, you have. I like the question you just said. Now, I love the question because I know exactly where you are going. You see, the way we describe what education is different from the way the Hausa man described what education is. They practice what is called feudalism. In the north here, there are people who have believed that God has made us to be poor. It is our destiny to be poor. And it is the destiny of some people to be rich. That is what we call, that is why you have talakawas. And the talakawas are proud to be defined and recognized as talakawas. Talakawas are poor people, are poor beggars. These are people they refer to as talakawas. You get me? Then the rich ones are called maekata. Maekata, that's the ones that God has blessed to be rich. So it is the duty of the talakawas to go to the maekata to say, Allah bakabamu. That means God should give to you, so you give to me. It is the mindset. But that I can tell you that education does not, the type of education they have here is the education that tells them that, look, the purpose of our education is to control those we feel that are not Muslims. So our purpose of our education is to control those that are not Muslims. The purpose of our education is to make sure that power remains in the north. Nigeria say malam. And whatever it takes to make sure that power remains in the north, that must be done. If it means to lie, we will lie. If it means to kill, we will kill. If it means to bring people from outside the country, we'll bring them. Whatever it takes, power must remain from the, even if it means I, who already have a chance, we step down for my brother, I will do it. But we don't have this kind of conviction in the South. The conviction that says power must remain in the South, we don't have it. If today we decide that power must remain in the South, we will take it. Forget this narrative. Kano alone cannot decide where election goes in this country. Kano alone cannot decide that.
Mr. Raka,
we have Kano alone cannot decide it. So if that man, if that man was out, I would have told him, I said, keep quiet, stop saying that to me. I spent 55 years with you. That narrative cannot work with me. That narrative can work with Nekpe, who doesn't stay in the north, who doesn't know anything about the north. So such a narrative will resonate with her, not me. You don't have the population. Which population? And apart from the fact that they claim they have the population, they will still rig on top it again. They will still rig on top it. They will still add about 30% of that population that they have rigged with young voters, with foreigners. They will still add 30% on it again. So which population do you have?
Let me quickly ask you one question regarding the Northerners, given that you live in the northern region of Nigeria. So you know that in the South, we are saying that we are not united, but we have different ethnic groups in the southern region. Is it the same thing in the north, or everybody is?
Let me tell you the truth. They not have more languages than the South. In Plateau State alone, there are. Let me see. You see, it's like God is leading you to ask the right questions today. You've never asked point blank well-directed question like you're asking today, and God is leading you to ask them. And I'm happy. Since I've been making videos, I've not made this point. Plateau State, there are 375 ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. 375. Are you aware that Plateau State alone has 106? Plateau State alone has 106. After that, Nasarawa State has another 100. So Plateau State and Nasarawa State alone has about 200 tribes.
Really?
Yes. Please go and Google it.
But which of the language is dominant? Which one is the dominant language there?
In Plateau State here, we have the Biroms. The Birom. I'm sure you've never heard of Birom. Do you know the Birom people are even more than the Isoko? The Birom people are so many. So in the north central alone, we have over 200 and something tribes. The total tribe, okay, like the southeast alone. Do you know that the southeast alone, we have only one tribe, they are Igbos. The south, I think there are about 30 to 40 something tribes there. The southwest, about 10 or 7. So you find out that we tend to find reason. The reason why we are not united is not because of tribe. It's not tribe that is disuniting us. It's wickedness. Wickedness, greed, and selfishness, and pure pure, unadulterated evil and devilishness. Because if it is tribe that disunites people, they not will be disunited. The Kano that you see, they are Kano, they are not all Hausas. There are Baburas, there are Gwaris, there are many tribes in that Kano state, but they are driven by
one ideology. They carry
one ideology, and that ideology is that power must remain in the north. In Adama State that Atiku comes from, Fulanis are not the most popular tribe there. Bachamas are the most popular tribe in Adama State. The Bachamas. And they are mostly
we don't know all these things that you are quoting right now.
No, I'm telling you, and God knows I'm telling you the truth. Plateau State alone has over 100 tribes. Only Plateau State alone. And the same thing, Plateau State is more or less like a miniaturized version of Nigeria. What is happening in Nigeria, what is happening in the South, where ethnicity divides us, also happens in Plateau State. They are also very disunited when it comes to tribe. It happens to them on their local scene here, because I've lived here for over 20 years. It happens here too. But at the end of the day, they make sure, Ejiro, hello. But at the end of the day, make sure that it doesn't affect the general ideology of the North.
You see?
That is where they are different from. The South doesn't compete with the North in terms of different ethnic nationalities. No. Not at all. Edo State, how many tribes are in Edo State? They are not up to 30.
No, not even close. No, we don't have so much tribes.
So we keep, some of us think that there are many tribes in the South. That's why we are disunited. It is not tribe that is disuniting us. It's pure selfishness, greed, wickedness, unadulterated devilishness. We are children of the devil. I don't think God added any sperm to create us. We are so devilish. How can the governor of Edo State and the governor of Delta State say because you have minor quarrel, disappoint your brother? Say even the one in Akwa Ibom say that even if presidency must come to the South, it must not go to a talkative. Yes, we will have an internal quarrel. We have an internal quarrel, no doubt.
Yes.
Did not have that. Look, the type of quarrel did not have. It's far bigger than the type of disagreement we have in the South. But they have a way of not allowing it to degenerate the interest of the North. They will not allow it to get to that point. But
Mr. Raka, I don't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yesterday, that man, the Hausa man I brought to my program, Hausa Fulani man that came to my program yesterday.
The Fulani man is not a Hausa man. In fact, he will be very angry if you describe him as an Hausa man. He's a Fulani man.
Oh, okay. So he made a statement yesterday. He said in the North they have a kind of education.
Can you speak up, please? Speak up. I can't hear you well. Speak up.
You cannot hear me?
I can hear you now. Speak up. Just increase your voice.
He said in the North, and there is a kind of education, not the Western education, where children are taught morality in life. You understand? Maybe all these things is part of what they teach them, that unity is very important in any nation building. So in the South, probably we don't have that type of education. Maybe he was right in his statement. You understand? Yeah. These are some of the education that he was talking about there. It was very difficult for me to understand because I was looking at it from the.
Let me explain to you. Let me explain that point. You see, but I told you that you'd have made it possible for me to come because he probably would have gotten away with some narrative. I would have been there to checkmate those narratives. You see, when a child is born, sometimes before he starts primary school, they first take him to Arabic school at the age of 2. And they flog him while do you know what it means for a young child of 2 years to constantly recite something like you, Nekpe? Even at this age, if I say keep repeating, Nekpe is an idiot, Nekpe is an idiot, Nekpe is an idiot, you repeat it for the whole of today. Tomorrow you come, Nekpe is an idiot, Nekpe, and you repeat it for 1 year. Do you know there's one point, it will come to a point you believe that yes, Nekpe is an idiot.
Yes,
But
exactly.
it's something that was flogged into you. So you see them sitting at small children. They are not, they are deprived of comfort. They are deprived of health. In fact, they live like barbarians. There was one I saw in a what's that place in Gombe sometime past. This ringworm, the boy should be around 4 or 5. There was ringworm all over the head. And you know what they told me? They said, even if he dies in the course of trying to get that knowledge, it's the will of God. So they will flog those teachings into you, and the child already has the foundation that Nigeria must belong to Nigeria, same malam. That thing is flogged in him and is embedded in him. So whatever Western education you are sinking on that child only falls on top whatever Arabic education I was given to him. That is why you see today that in as whatever type of rationality that the Western education will bring to them, when you say that they are begging, they don't care, because they don't care. They don't see this rationality you are seeing. They don't see the fact that you need to live a good life. You need to live in a house with air condition. You need to drive good cars. You need to live in good environment. Because in their foundation, they've been taught to know what suffering is. So in the foundation of their psychology is already adapted to suffering. So it is very difficult to tell people that, well, you need to go to education, you need to marry one wife, you need to have less children, you need to have comfort. Comfort where? When at the age of 2, do you know what a 2-year-old child is? At the age of 2, you separate a child and the parents and goes to live with one old man that has one rickety, shaky building, and you put child there in their 30s or in their 10s, and they are there sleeping in rough mats with mosquitoes, with lice, with cockroaches, and in the morning for their breakfast, they hold plates, they go around begging for food. Sometimes it is remnants of food, sometimes it is, soured food, and they develop immunity for this food, and they grow up. When they are now wise to decide what is wrong or right, the foundation of that upbringing is already there. So whatever thing you are building on him, go to school, 1 + 1, 2, A is for apple, is built on top that Arabic orientation. So it doesn't hold ground, because what really has root on that child is the Arabic education, and not the Western education. So that is why it is easy for you to have Boko Haram. The meaning of Boko Haram means Western education is a taboo. So that's why it is easy for people who even went to the university to behave irrational like the man on the street. That is why it is easy for somebody who even went to the university to come and is supporting Boko Haram. When I see a southern man trying to sell rationality to a northern, it is difficult, because you are laughing with them, irrespective of those white flame barbaric guys that they have. They have the same mindset. Like the man that comes to shine your shoe or sew your shoe, it is mindset. The man you had yesterday, you could see after talking with him, you see that he's a very educated man. He has traveled, he's very exposed. But you could see that his mindset is the same thing with that shoe shiner. So you see, as Nigerians, we really have a big problem. And don't kid yourself. These southern politicians, they know this thing we are talking about, but their selfishness and greed cannot bring them to accept this reality and do what is needful.
I just imagine the southern governors, voting for the northerners with this history that you just gave us right now. They still vote for a candidate in the north to come and rule us. I'm so disappointed.
No, the truth is that if they wake me up and believe and tell me that a Fulani man will hand over to another Fulani man, and it's going to happen, and nothing is going to happen, there's not going to be any protest in the south. Of course, I know that if Atiku becomes president, I know that this Biafra quest will become heightened, and at that time, the rest of us might just start seeing that, hey, this thing perhaps is worth it after all. Because I know that in the north here, there is no way another man will accept that a southern man hands over power to another southern man. Not even the same tribal. I'm just imagining a Goodluck Jonathan after stepping down, handing over to a Wike, the North will be on fire. The North will be on fire. And for now I remember something. I was watching a video yesterday. One of the youth, whatever youth something, was saying that the South has ruled for Goodluck ruled for 6 years, and Obasanjo ruled for 8 years. That's 14 years. They have just ruled for 8 years. That means the North have ruled 6 years more than that means the South have ruled 6 years above the North. That means the South ruled for 14 years and the North ruled for 8 years. So they are looking at Nigeria from 1999 when the Constitution was established. So you're only picking a part of history that supports your argument. You're already picking what kind of stupid argument is that? And when they do this argument, the Southerners remain quiet. What happens to the time that Shagari ruled this country, or Abacha, or Babangida, or Abdusalami, or Gowon? Gowon ruled for 10 years, right? Abacha, is it 9 or something? Babangida. So all this one doesn't count. They are all, we all should immediately ignore it to be lost in the doldrum of history and begin to embrace that part that naturally or mischievously supports your narrative. We should start looking at it from 1999. So what happened from 1960 to 1999? 1999 to 1960 is a whopping 39 years, which saw the Northerners ruling. There was no part of those. There was no part of those 39 years, except for the small time that Obasanjo and Shonikon ruled, which didn't even amount to 3 years. So you want all those 30 years that the North were plummeting and plummeting our economy. Look, the North has not been known for development. They are not been known for development. Watch, the only time that Nigeria had any meaningful development in our polity was when Obasanjo and Goodluck Jonathan ruled this country. Forget the media hype saying Goodluck Jonathan is this, Goodluck Jonathan is that. All those things were just a narrative to set Goodluck Jonathan down, you know, give a dog a bad name so that you hang it. There was nothing like that. So for the North to be even telling us that the South has ruled more than the North, which means for every day the Southerner spend in politics to the Northerner is like a year. It's like a day that the Southerner is in power is a day that every North has to tolerate. Look, let me tell you, if Nigeria must remain one, which is very unlikely, we must sit down and decide whether we can actually be one or not. You get me? The South is willing to live with the North, but the North doesn't want to live with the South. The North want to live with the South as the goose that lays the golden egg.
When you said the North doesn't want to live with the South, have you ever seen any Northerner agitating for secession? No.
No, they can't. The North cannot agitate for
secession. Yeah. So why should we be quoting them as
the North cannot agitate for secession? Look, let me tell you the psychology of the North. The North knows that they cannot live with the South. So they have embedded one psychology in them to say that, okay, the whole of Nigeria belongs to them. So if the whole of Nigeria belongs to you, there is no need to secede from it now. How do you pack away from the house that belongs to you? So they first embed that thing in their mind that the whole of Nigeria belongs to us. So the people who should live are you. And the only way you can't live by going to the ocean. You can't live by going to Cameroon. You can't live. So the only way is to come into your place and eliminate you. And that is a plan in progress. The only thing we will do as a response is not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. But I can tell you that in Plateau State, as we speak, there are places already taken over by foreigners. The original indigenous driven away. But you will not hear it in the news. You will not capture it in any paper. But it is happening and it is real.
Dama yesterday, he said the crime rate in the North has reduced significantly over this
year.
The
crime rate in the North has not reduced. The only reason why it appears so, one, because they own the media, so they don't report it. But then
it was different.
Hold on. The type of crime we commit in the North is different from the type of crime we commit in the South. The Southerners will commit crime and be the same one to record it and tell the whole world that yes, okay, only today. Let me tell you something. It's not a deviation. Just today alone, one Simon Ekpa posted, somebody sent me a picture of a naked, I will send it to your WhatsApp after the show. A popular woman on social media posted her complete nude picture. That means everything with the camera directed at her vaginal part. So we are the one reporting ourselves. Every dastard crime we commit will be the one first, because there is social media and you can buy data. We record it and post it. So don't say the crime in the north has not reduced. It's still there. They are still burning churches. They are still capturing pastors. They are still killing people. They are still, everything that you know is happening. So that the South, for where crime is more prevalent, have decided to say, okay, let's announce ourselves as more crime-affected region than the North. So there's a competition between the North and the South. Where will crime be more noticed? So the South is saying, hey, don't notice the North, notice us. We have more crime because we are good at recording whatever we do. It's a pity. It's a pity. It's just a pity. So, you see, I really wished I didn't grow up in the North, honestly, because now I understand why they say ignorance is bliss. So those who don't know, they're enjoying their ignorance. So I'm happy that I'm not happy to know what I know because the burden is too much. I would want to be on that guy on Sani. I want to be with him on it. So when he sends this narrative, I feel bad because there's no one to challenge his narrative. Because to be very frank, the South sees the North as stupid. The North sees the South as stupid. The question is now, who is right? The South sees us as fools. The North sees the South as fools. And having the privilege of living in the North, I can see why they actually see us as fools, because only a fool will keep quiet. People just come to your place and be sharing your own oil among themselves and not even give you one.
Yesterday, after interviewing that man, for me, I think Nigeria, we don't have one Nigeria. It's just a theory. We don't have no one Nigeria. From what that man said yesterday, I was so surprised. We are speaking about insecurity prevailing in the northern region of Nigeria. So he was more about the IPOP. I was wondering, I said, what?
But don't blame him now. Hold on, don't blame him. It's the same thing. No, it's the same thing. If you ask an Igbo man about the insecurity in the East, he will be directing you to Fulani. So it's the same thing if you ask a Fulani man to, he will also be directing you to Igbo. So you can see between two of them, they are competing. Who should be more noted as more crime prone, or who has more propensity to crime than the other? If you ask an Igbo man, an IPOB man, that violence in it, he will tell you about Boko Haram and the headsmen. If you ask a Fulani man like you did yesterday, he will also point you to Igbo. So let's keep doing the finger pointing. While Nigeria
yesterday, how many times the IPOB have killed people en masse in Nigeria? Like the way Boko Haram used to be bombing public spaces, killing, kidnapping, how many people? So I was asking him, said, no, he said the same thing is going on in the East, blah, blah, blah. I was so surprised yesterday. We don't have no one Nigeria. We don't have any.
You are right.
We have Nigeria, but it's not one Nigeria. We are so practically divided in that country, and you can see people coming out publicly saying that this. What that man said yesterday was so surprising. At the beginning, he said that, right now we're having a little bit of unity in Nigeria compared to in the 60s. What exacerbated the civil war, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So but the way he was speaking, after how many minutes of the program,
hold on. Come and stay behind the camera. Stay behind the camera. Just hold on. Stay behind the camera. Is there peace in Plateau State? Yeah?
Yes.
Are there killings in Plateau State?
Yes.
Bring your friend, come down, let them hear you. Are there killings in Plateau State?
Yes, it depends.
Where? No, I know that in the city it's peaceful.
No, there are not killings in the city,
but where?
In the villages.
Is it weekly or daily?
Daily.
Oh, you hear it, Abi?
Daily.
You hear it daily, Abi? But they don't report it.
That's what they said. Yes, they said no crime again, nothing like that. That's what they said. People is there. The video is there. I'm recommending the videos for all the viewers today.
I wish it was afternoon, I would have taken this video out to my environment and start picking people at random and ask them, is there peace in the north? What is happening? There are killings every day. Every day in the villages. Villages are people in their village are being driven out. People can't go to farm. I'm telling you that in Plateau State here, which I know, I can always speak for Plateau, I say there are indigenous that have been driven off their land and taken over by foreigners. Brought the house down and taken over. And they are there. Nobody can go and talk to them.
Focusing more on the IPOP yesterday. I was
trying to. I don't blame him. Honestly, to be very candid, I don't blame him. I blame the Igbos who are seemingly bent on dragging attention to themselves. It's like when attention is not on them, they become itchy. They say, no, why is your attention on Boko Haram? Please, your attention should come to us. Why not, when attention is on the north, you keep your calm and let all attention be in the north and let's see who the devil is. But you are doing exactly what the northerners are doing, and you want us to see what you are doing as different from what the northerners are doing. I heard one prelate, one Catholic priest that was kidnapped. And when the man came, he was saying that it's Fulanis that kidnapped him. Fulani kidnap you where? Why are you telling that lie? You want to divert issues. Fulani go and attack and kidnap in Igbo land. Come on. Come on. You just want to get the great impression that Fulanis have invaded Igbo land. That's not true. That's not true. Fulanis don't operate that way. I know them. Where Fulanis come, I'll tell you that Fulanis did this one. But because you watch their MO, the MO method of operation, it's not the same thing. So the fact is that it pains me to now think that it's like the IPOB or whatever. I don't know. Please don't quote me. But it's like one region is trying to outdo the other in terms of crime propensities, and that is very bad. That's not good for us.
The way this man was complaining about IPOB yesterday, it seems that is the IPOB group is the problem of Nigeria. How can you compare Boko Haram with IPOB? I told him, I said, these are just group of people agitating for secession. He said, no, it's more than that. It's more than that. This. I said, I've never saw anything or any news saying that the IPOB.
Let me. If I was on the program, you see me, where in some instances I have disagreed with him in some places. Now, the reason why you will not understand him is because you are not connected to the dimension of where he's coming from. When he says IPOB are like Boko Haram, and you said no, you don't know where he's coming from. Because to them, they are wondering, why would somebody be so angry to the point of killing his own?
And that's what he said.
No man will go and kill his own.
Boko Haram are killing themselves. The same thing in North. So that Boko Haram.
No. Don't confuse the Hausa man with other. You see, some of you think that everybody in the North is Hausa or everybody in North is the Fulani. That's not true. Even in Kano, not everybody is Fulani and not everybody is Hausa. They have indigenous tribe in Kano. I say no Fulani man will go and kill another Fulani man. It's not possible. No Fulani man will go and kill another Fulani man. It's not possible. Please, it's not possible. They might kill where they believe their houses, but not Fulani. It's not possible. No Fulani man will go and kill another Fulani man.
Anyway, Mr. Raka, let's quickly dive into this APC primaries coming up tomorrow. So now that the northern governors are zoning the presidency to the south, what are we expecting?
The truth is that it's not that the southerners, the northern governors decided to zone. What happened was that Buhari just called them for a meeting. They just viewed the political chess pieces and realized that, okay, they were waiting for PDP. If PDP had not come out of their primaries, APC would not have come out. Now, they've seen that Atiku has emerged. So because Atiku emerged, it changes the dynamics. If Wike had come out, I can assure you that PDP would have brought a they would have even told Atiku, come to APC, and they'll vote at, and they'll say they'll make Atiku become. If Wike had emerged as
PDP
Atiku
candidate,
would have gone to APC and emerged as their preferred candidate. Or
they would have nominated a non-Shana, you know.
That's what I'm telling you. No, I'm telling you that they would have brought Atiku back to APC. I'm just telling you, these people, they don't operate within the ambience of the law. The law doesn't matter. PDP, APC doesn't matter to them. All they know, the strategy is, how does power remain in the north? You should get that. That is the vehicle on which whatever strategy they do must lie upon. How will the power remain in the north? Now, Atiku has emerged. Whatever decision is taking place in APC is based on the emergence of Atiku in PDP. Period. So, how do we bring the purpose of APC is not to bring Atiku down. I hope you know that. APC is not coming out to win Atiku. They are coming out to make it easy for Atiku to win.
Exactly. That's what he said yesterday. The same thing the man said. He also had the Fulani man I brought to the program. The same thing he said.
You get me?
You know?
But the Southerners in APC are so idiotic, driven by a world that is constrained by a small circle around their feet. In that world, if you're an Ijaw man, you don't see Yorubas, you don't see Igbos, you just see Ijaws and yourself. The Igbo man that is there is not seeing, is also constrained by a small circle around his feet. He's not seeing the Yorubas, he's only seeing Igbos. Same to the Yorubas. I can tell you that Tinubu, even from the outburst of Tinubu, you could see that they made a video, a Milo con. He said he went to the first one, Osokale. He fell the second one, Osokale. Now it's the turn of Yoruba, and in Yoruba it is his turn. And people are saying, so we are driven by this ethnic constraint. The Yoruba man is thinking that he gets it, he will win it. They are forgetting that Peter Obi, look, the real determinants of the outcome of 2023 election is the emergence of Atiku in PDP and Peter Obi in Labour Party. For the first time, nobody knows Labour Party, but everybody's talking Labour Party. And I've seen people saying that Peter Obi is not going to win. Peter is not going to win. You see, it's like people don't understand that Nigerians have become so fed up. And the Nigerians are ready to do the most unthinkable thing. A revolution was almost going to take place, but like the Hausas who are the Northerners who are master strategists, they quelled it. And how did they quell it? They simply used the same thing that has always kept us in line, tribalism. They brought ethnicity into it, and NSAS died off. So the same Peter Obi too, if it is not driven by ethnicity or driven by region or religion, it could be an avalanche, and people will begin to say it's Peter Obi, Peter Obi. But it is same us. They will still go through us and find a way to plug this tribalism in, and everything will quash. So Atiku in PDP and Peter Obi in Labour Party will definitely influence who is going to come out in APC. And they'll make sure it's a Yoruba man. The reason why they'll pick a Yoruba man is because Peter Obi is going to share the vote in the South, and Southeast. Then the Yoruba man will share the votes in the Southwest, which knocks out South, and Southeast and Southwest. You see, once Peter Obi and a Yoruba man comes out, the whole of the South region is divided. And then the whole of the North will swoop in for their one candidate in PDP. And power remains in the North.
Yes, exactly. The North will not split their votes, never. They will
you
never.
Get me? So
yes.
This thing is not, it doesn't take a genius to even know this. It's just there. It's simple. Even a primary school student will see this in there, but why is it that we cannot see this? You know, if I was close to Udom Emmanuel of Akwa Ibom, I would give him a hot, dirty slap for uttering those comments. Do you know how they welcomed Tambuwal in Sokoto State? Tambuwal was not the one who won the PDP primaries, but he was welcomed like a hero. Thousands of people came to welcome him. and raised him up and were throwing him up like a referee that won a World Cup. Why? Because he took a decision that brought what they wanted. What were our own Southern brothers doing? They stayed put because they wanted to see that their brother failed. Even though they knew that they were not going to win. You got 38 votes, you got 16 votes, you got 20 votes, you got this vote. Yet, that's why till tomorrow I will forever love Fayose. Fayose sacrificed all his delegate vote for Wike. That was why he got 0. It's not because he didn't have supporters there. How can somebody go to a delegate and you mean one delegate didn't vote for? He got 0 because he knew he was not going to win. So he said, give everything I have to Wike. Imagine if all the Southern governors do that.
Yes. Wike would have been met. I'm so disappointed. At those
Imagine
states,
we can quarrel. Yes, Wike is too arrogant. Wike is too this. But now all those he is too arrogant, he's too this have ended in our family meeting. Now that we are going out, he's the one we now.
Yes.
Why not support him?
They won't. Oh, they won't.
Eh? So we should stop complaining. I have stopped blaming the Fulanis. Never in my life will I ever blame Fulani for whatever they are doing, because they are doing what they are doing because we have simply refused to work together. I will never blame leave the Fulanis alone. They are doing what they are doing. They are nice people. They are beautiful people. They are so good. They should continue their Boko Haram. They should continue their headsmen. They should take all over our land. They should go, in fact, they should go to Nekbes village and take over his mother's land. It's okay with me. No, it's very okay. Because we are the one, if your governor can decide to say because he has a small quarrel with Wike, then he should give his vocal. No. Another man will not do that. Say, because I have a quarrel with you, I let me. They will even burn his house. It's not possible.
Wike that fought for democracy in those states during the election period. I don't want to summarize what happened.
He was there now. He was there. We saw he was there. Fought for you. Make sure that your mandate was protected.
Besides that, the day he came to Edo State, you know what the federal government did? They ensured that they cluttered his hotel with police officers.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you're correct. I remember.
It was like a war zone. Because they believe that Wike is a very tough guy, that he will come and support the PDP so that they will win the election. His hotel was surrounded by police.
I know now.
Oh my God.
Nobody should insult Wike for me. So long, I'm so happy that for the first time since Nigeria got independent, we have a strong man. Somebody that if he talks, you not take him for granted. Immediately Atiku won the primaries. The first thing he went to do was to go to Wike and say, well, now game. I hope so you know vex. Because he knows that if Wike decides to leave PDP and support Peter Obi, that's the end of Atiku. If Wike leaves PDP and said, okay, if Wike opens his mouth today and say, let's support Peter Obi, our brother, that's the end of Atiku.
Wike fought for those states. It's so sad the way they betrayed him. I'm not very happy about
that. Right now, I'm not interested in all this PDP and APC again. As far as I'm concerned, according to waiting my picking go to, I say, oh, now wash, oh, now sham, now just now wash. So, if the South can really come together and say, okay, yes, because of our actions or inactions, power will leave the South and go to the North. Why not we throw away our bitterness and vote Peter Obi? And Peter Obi is not a tribally biased person. I believe he will really want to see Nigeria work. Judging from the way he speaks, this man churns out figures and percentages and statistics from his head. He doesn't read it from paper. He will tell you about the GDP of China, the GDP of Malaysia, the GDP of this thing, the growth rate of this. He will be giving you statistics. And one of those instances, I went to check those statistics on YouTube and on Google. They are very, very correct.
It's a genius. Yeah, we can say that.
So we have such a person like that. We are going to vote for somebody who is distributing dollars on primaries. It was a war of dollars in PDP primary. War of dollars. Then in APC, we have war of pretenders. Who pretends the most? People betraying one another, threatening one another. Then my consensus candidate, who Buhari will choose. These people, look at all of them. These are the people who have spoiled Nigeria, and they are rearranging themselves again for you people to vote them again. You think all the dollars Atiku have been spending since 4 elections ago, he's not going to get it back when he becomes president?
Mr. Raka, who do you think would be the running mate of Atiku?
I don't want to talk about running mate, because beginning to talk, if you ask me a question and I oblige to answer it, it means I'm even contemplating Atiku being president. I don't want to talk, because I will not vote for Atiku. I definitely will not vote for Atiku. So I don't want to know. If you like, you can pick a vote, you can pick anybody, you can even pick Nepe to be vice. I cannot give.
Let me give you one hint. I'm not sure if you saw this yet. There's a speculation that Governor Obaseki might be his running mate.
You still want me to comment on his running mate? He can pick anybody, he can pick a cockroach, he can pick goat to his running mate. That I cannot give credit to such topic by answering such a question. He can pick anybody he wants. All I know is that I will not give credit and be alive to see power leave a Fulani man from that Fulani man. Do you know the danger it will cause? Not I'm saying I don't have anything against Atiku, but the fact that such a scenario will only fuel the arrogance of the Fulani to actually make them believe that they actually own Nigeria.
That's what that man demonstrated yesterday. That is exactly what this man demonstrated yesterday.
He did that in my show too now. Yes. He said they were senior brother. He said it. He made that comment. He said the Fulanis are the senior brothers of the rest of Nigerians.
The way he was so arrogant, acting as if the owner of Nigeria.
I told you enjoy his presence in this, because I like him for one thing. He doesn't pretend. Honestly, I'll give him credit for that. He gives it to you the way it is in his mind.
But he's tribalistic. He's just too tribalistic.
He told me, he said I'm tribalistic. I said, thank you. Me, I'm tribalistic. Oh, you are not tribalistic. You are not tribalistic. When you believe it is okay for you for a Fulani man to hand over to another Fulani man. The same you start killing people if a Southern man hands over to another Southern man. You see, a Fulani man believes he owns Nigeria. We've seen, there are so many examples. You saw it yesterday from this man. Was it not here in Nigeria? Somebody said that the oil in Bayelsa belongs to Jigawa State. So they've been telling you in different languages. So you should these are not things you should be they are not new to you now. And Mr. Ekpe, you do know that even this topic that you're involving me to talk, do you know how much risk it is on me? Do you know? Hello?
I can hear you.
So for those, if you're a Southerner and you are watching this video, you should know the amount of, but because what is driving me is my passion, because it pains me that Southerners are this stupid, and a couple of people calling themselves cabal can actually manipulate you and you become like this. But the same Southerners, you will see them, they know that, okay, this is our brother in the north. He's taking so much this for our sake. What do we do for him? Or what do we do for these two people that are giving this exposure? What I've told you today should be a lesson for every Southerners to know how to vote come 2023. Like for you now, you are thinking that ethnicity in the South. The tribes in the South are not up to, all the tribes in the South are not up to the tribes in Nasarawa and Plateau State. Only just not local government alone. Just not local government. They have about 18 tribes. Only one local government, 18 tribes.
See, we don't know all those things. We don't know. If you ask any Southerner, we just assume that Hausa, Fulani and Hausa. I would believe that most Hausa people and Fulani, they are just the same. So
the Fulanis, they are not Fulanis. Don't have a space in Plateau State. They don't have a space in Nasarawa State. They don't have a space in many states. The only reason why they just use this conquest mentality of installing their emir in place, and it assume they own the place. I'll give you a case scenario in Adamawa State. Adama State was carved out of Gongola. Now, Gongola, the former capital of Gongola was Gongola was Yola. No, it wasn't Yola. The capital of Gongola, I can't remember now. When state was 12, I can't remember now. But you see, when they carved out Adama State from Gongola, they named it Adama because they had the Lamido of Adama, which is located in Yola. Now, Yola is not the biggest town in Adama State. As at the time they created Adama State, it was an outskirt, it was a bush. Jimeta is the real town of this thing. But they now took the capital to Yola, where you have an emir referred to as the Lamido of Adama, and named the state Adama, so that when you refer to the Lamido of Adama, it's like the head of the whole state Adama. So by narrative, what most of these people use is a strategy of narrative. They create a narrative and make the narrative seem harmless, but they know exactly what they are doing with those narratives. Now, if you are the emir of Yola, actually before now it was Lamido of Adamawa, and Adamawa was neither here nor there. Now you've created a state and you named it Adamawa, and you have an emir that is Lamido of Adamawa. So in essence, that Lamido of Adamawa is now the head of the whole of the state. Every other king before up there now are below him. Whereas we have the largest tribe in Adamawa State, which is the Bachama people, and they have their Hamabachama. Hamabachama is a king controlling more people than the Lamido of Adamawa. But you already have a Lamido of Adamawa you named as Adamawa of the whole state. You can see how they use narrative to cheat us. In Plateau State, it is the wish of every cabal, of the northern cabal, to claim Plateau State because they don't like the idea that there's a state in the north that has Christian, governor Christian, vice Christian. It pains them. It's a thing they don't like. They might come and say, no, this guy, but it's the truth. They know I'm saying the truth because I've seen many videos where they say it. So the truth is that, having said that, let me see, I have about 10 minutes ago. Let me, because I've said certain things that can even put me in big danger in this state. You know, I'm a married man, I have children. You see, I am not saying this thing because I hate Islam or I hate the North, I hate this thing. But you see, because of the dynamic nature of Nigeria, because of the diversities apparently inherent in Nigeria, it's only fair that Nigerians, whether Fulani or Yorubas, begin to have a sense of equity and fairness in whatever actions or inactions we do. But clearly today, the idea of equity and fairness is not in any of these people. The Fulanis don't care if they keep having power upon power upon power, so long as they have narratives to support their actions. Same thing to Yorubas. They don't care if they imagine a Yoruba man saying that it's our turn. Is that not a slap to the Igbo man who has not tasted power? Or to the Ijaw man who has not tasted power? Or to the Edo man who probably will never become president of Nigeria? For all the Yoruba who will never become president till Nigeria ends. So if we have a sense of equity, but we don't care. The Southern man don't care because he thinks Nigeria starts and ends with the space belonging to the Yoruba man. The Igbo man don't care because he believes that the story of Nigeria ends and starts with the space belonging to the Igbos. But if we start having that sense of equity and fairness, we can start thinking outside our religious proclivities, outside our ethnic proclivities, and start thinking that, well, for fairness, I've had my share. Let another person have. Why would Atiku be presenting himself for presidency when he knows that his brother has just ruled for 8 years? Now he wants to continue where his brother has stopped. Another 8 years, Fulani alone, 16 years. Then if they start telling you they own Nigeria, don't be arguing or don't cry because it obviously seems so. Since we can produce a Fulani after another Fulani. And the ultimate question that we need to answer is this. Where exactly is the lands of the Fulani man? Where exactly is their space? If I'm looking for the Edo man, I know I'm going to travel to Edo State. If I'm looking for the Bini man, I'll travel to Edo State. If I'm looking for the Yoruba man, I'll travel to Delta State. If I'm looking for the Igbo man, I'll travel to Southeast. So where exactly is the Fulani man? Because if we do not define their space, this idea that they need to throw the Quran into the sea will not be stopped. We need to define everybody's space so that everybody knows their space and maintain those spaces. Otherwise, this nonsense, we are not living, this is not the jihadist era of the 17th century or the 18th century, where people rode in horses and spears, attacking villages and killing people. This is the 21st century era, for crying out loud. This is the era of technology. This is the jet age of technology. And we cannot catch up with our contemporaries if we are still struggling with all these mundane ideologies of tribe, religion, and ethnic proclivities. It will not take us anywhere. So I say the things I say because I am not happy that Nigeria is at the threshold of total collapse, and we are not operating on fairness and equity.
You know, the certain leaders have created a vacuum in the system, in the political system.
Exactly.
You know,
now,
there is
today just a flow well. But I say, wake up on the right side of the bed today.
So yeah, the vacuum is there, created by the certain leaders. So we don't have to complain. In this next election, Atiku will emerge as the president, and it's going to be a continuity.
It has, and it is not today they planned it. Oh, it is not this year. It has been planned right from the beginning when Atiku and Buhari. In fact, that we even had a situation whereby an election was between two Fulanis. Then 8 years after, we are now. I beg, just thinking about it, they pain my head. I beg, you get me. So it has been planned.
Mr. Raka, I'm not even surprised that Atiku emerges, because I told you, I've said this over and over again, that if Atiku run for this presidency, that he's going to win the PDP ticket. And winning the PDP ticket means that he's going to win the presidency. I said it so many times. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all, because the presidency, if care is not taken, after 8 years, the presidency will still remain in the north, because
obviously
the certain leaders are not ready. They are not ready. Without the unity of the certain leaders, how can we strive? How can any certain occupy us? So not until we unite and be speaking in one voice, just like the way the North. Look at this man yesterday. Guys, if you are watching right now, please, I'm encouraging everybody to watch yesterday's interview with a Northerner, a Fulani man that came to this program yesterday. Oh my God, this man was so arrogant, saying everything, to the extent that he told me that when it comes to education, the Northerners are more educated. When it comes to
please
poverty,
bring me and him together. I want to face him now. I want to face him. Let him
poverty. So I was asking him, so somebody is very rich to be a beggar. So you are rich, then you are a beggar. Is that a profession? So this man was able to, try to manipulate the public, saying that when it comes to innovation in Nigeria, the Hausa people are more innovative. That the Igbo people, they always brag about, I have this, I have that. I said, okay, if really the Northerners are very rich, how come they are beggars? He said, look at those Amajeri. He was even telling me that the Amajeris, I don't want to quote him too much. That is why I'm encouraging everyone. You need to, after that program yesterday, you know that I called you. I was so perplexed. Yeah. I've never seen anything like that before. So I knew
we were going to be shocked now. Because sometimes when we are in this program and I'll be stopping you, sometimes I even become rude to you or shout at you. You don't know where I'm coming. So that was why I deliberately wanted you to speak it, so that when you see me talk the way I'm talking now, I'm sure today for the first time I'm talking, you're not interrupting me, because you now see that I'm talking based on the way I'm talking in response to how he feels. You understand me? Because they're so arrogant. They don't care about your feeling. If on that Fulani we talk about from Atiku, to them, well, it's okay. They don't. All this idea of fairness, equity, justice, to them, equity and justice is when it is favoring them. If it's not favoring them, it's not fairness.
He said, look, only the votes in Kanu alone surpasses all the votes in the South.
It's a lie. If every woman decides to get PVC, if every Igbo man decides to get PVC and go to vote, let me tell you the truth. All the Igbo man's vote alone, if every Igbo man goes to vote, that should account to about 20% effect on the vote. The remaining 80, if we can get about 40 and make it 60, an Igbo man will become president. It's just that the Igbo man, the reason why a man like him can talk is because Igbo man does not know his political strength in Nigeria. Instead of utilizing and exploring and exploiting his political strength, he does the political strategy of crying and seeking sympathy and seeking people to understand. No, politics is not played by sympathy, which is why I see if you are blaming Wiki, I get angry, because you have to brag, you have to show you need it. Don't come and tell me that you are not desperate to be president. You have to be desperate. You have to be desperate.
And
Buhari was desperate. Atiku is desperate. Tinubu is desperate. Tell me all these politicians that are not desperate. Even if you are not desperate, don't say it.
And especially that you are running for the presidency and you are trying to carry the flag of Biafra. That is what this man was complaining about yesterday.
No. Peter Obi has not brought Biafra inside this. In fact, I wouldn't want us to even start it here now. Let's not put blame, because these people are very good at this game. They want to
say yesterday that most of the sympathizers are the IPOB.
In fact, for the first time when this IPOB started attacking people on social media and it got to the wind of Obi made a statement that his supporters should stop abusing people on social media.
Yeah, they need to stop that because it was too much one certain time before they arrested that maniac.
No, it's true. They immediately after Obi's defection, I think they took to the social media and started insulting people. I even told them one of my videos that look, two things that you must take out. This Biafra matter should die down. Well, for now. And then stop abusing. Even if it's somebody abusing Peter Obi, go and plead with the person. The Igbo man thinks that you must not beg. Say they are not born to beg. Begging sometimes does not belittle you. Sometimes to beg shows you are more mature than the person. I come to your page and say, Nekpe, you are abusing Peter Obi. I say, Nekpe, how about my sister? You can't abuse Peter Obi today, and let's not abuse Peter Obi. Whatever Peter Obi on my behalf, I'm sorry. But please, let's come together and support our own. You get me? An Igbo man does not know how to do that. Once you come to your page, you see you write something against Peter Obi, say, look at Ashawo, go and marry, idiot, prostitute. You start insulting.
That's what they do, yes. But I cannot use what those miscreants were doing to me, apply it to all Igbo people, because I know for sure that not all Igbos are like that. I cannot use it against Peter Obi, for instance. I will never do that. But those Biafrans, they need to be careful and apologize to someone like me and many other people that they were insulting. Because you see now, we want to unite in the southern region, but they have already created these enmities within us in the south by saying whatever they want. You don't know what is going to happen in future. Somebody that you are insulting today, you might need help from.
Might be the one that you need to
remember. The way they were insulting everybody, they'll come on social media, no respect for anyone, no respect for any man, any woman. They will come and call me all names as if and the when
it's a cultural that issue of it's a cultural thing. The Igbo culture is not built on top of respect, it's built upon the love for money. So whoever has money is the one that is respected. Age is not a factor, age is not nothing.
There was a time whereby I was just looking myself. I said, am I the one that exacerbated the Biafra war? I was not even born then. Why is this frustration on me everywhere? If I support them, it's insult. If I didn't support what they are doing, they are violent, it's insult. I say, okay, what have I done right now? So they need to change anyway. They need to change.
It's okay. I have to run now, my sister. I've said so much. I hope it doesn't get me into trouble, but I've said too much.
Thank you, Mr. Uraka. You have said it all. Yesterday, that man came and spoke so well about his mind. That man is like he just came to speak the mind of the Northerners. That is just.
But that's it now. But I told you, he's going to speak the mind of. See, your next video, maybe on Friday, fix an appointment between me and him. Let me and him be on air.
It's going to be too, no.
No, no,
You
no, no,
know,
no, no, no. I've been
that
on
man
him. We
is
don't
hot.
quarrel. No.
That
Me
man
and
is
him,
really hot.
me
That
and
man is
him, we
hot.
don't quarrel. Oh. We can, me and him, he will be, you see, I know them and he knows me. We can abuse each other, but we will never quarrel at all. No, 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 no. We are not like that. They are more mature than you now. What they do is that they will stone their mind for you and smile about it. Ah, Nekpe, you are an idiot. You know, to be idiot is fine. Okay, you know you are an idiot. Okay. That's what they do. You get me? They will insult you and put a smile to it. And you too, as they call you idiot, for the first time you now understand that being referred to as an idiot is good. You smile about it. I know I've been an idiot for a long time. You get me? That's what they do. They use narratives for you.
Yesterday, I tried to ask him some tough questions and I opposed him, but he was not angry. He was still saying whatever he wants to say. That man.
It's because I wasn't there. If I was there, it's because I wasn't there. I'm sure he watched this video. If possible, he's watching it now. Yeah, I know him. I know them. I know how to enter them. Waiting. I know how to enter them. So he knows I know them. So if I was there, I wouldn't be saying the things I was saying.
But I learn a lot from him.
Igbo culture. If not be Igbos where they fall our hand, if not be Igbo where they fall our hand, you tell anybody where they treat them anyhow. It's not be you. Look, I keep saying it. Igbo, if you don't work with your brothers, people be insulting you like this. You have to work with your brothers. I spent so
much time yesterday defending the Igbo people, of which they used to insult me, cuss me out on social media every day. But I was
because at that time, you for the first time you now realize that the Igbos are brave. You needed to support them, but they will not know it. Instead, in fact, if say abuse and insult, they peel person's skin. I will not get skin for my body again.
Oh, me too from the Igbo. Only the Igbos will come on social media to insult me. What have I done? Yesterday, I was really defending them because I believe in fairness. You understand? I was saying that the Igbo people, we should give them that credit. They are very innovative and industrious in Nigeria. This man said, no, Igbos are... I said, okay, do you mean that the Igbos are not good in anything at all? Please, you guys go watch the video yesterday, what I said.
Just bring me and him. Next Friday, please arrange. And if you tell him that you want to bring me and him, he will accept. He will be very glad to face me.
Yes, thank you, sir. We'll come back when next I'm bringing him to the program, because he told me that he's for sure that he will show up whenever I invite him for any interview. So I'm looking at next week, maybe between Wednesday and Thursday, I can book for you to join him so that we'll do the debate together. I hope you guys put this studio on fire.
If you be fire, I ain't good now. Program be fire, I ain't good. Go viral.
So that's it for now. Thank you all for watching. For those who are joining our program for the first time, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and follow our political discussion. Today's show is the third one. So we have another one coming up on Wednesday. I have another one coming up on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So guys, follow our political discussion. I'm going to be bringing some interesting political commentators to this program. And go watch yesterday's show. That show is an eye-opener to the Satanists, because that man came to summarize and speak the mind of the Northerners. So I'm encouraging everyone to watch that. So thank you, Mr. Uraka, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.